Well, we're in Monticello, Florida, and this is the first roundabout in the state of Florida.
That's what I read, first roundabout.
Well, if it was in print, it must be true.
Yeah. Okay, we're in Jefferson County, Florida. And this is actually the only city in Jefferson County. The county itself was chartered in 1827 when Florida was still just a territory. So we've got a little walking tour here that we picked up at the Chamber of Commerce, and we're going to follow it. A lot of historic buildings in this little town. All right, well, we just walked by the Jefferson County Courthouse, which was built in 1909. And now across the street, we see the Monticello Opera House, built in 1890. It is on the National Register. It was built by John H. Perkins, and he was a businessman, wealthy businessman. And it was a very popular place for traveling performers to come. However, when the railroad shifted its line, they couldn't get anybody to come, so the building fell into disrepair and abandoned. And then in the 1970s, a small group of dedicated citizens saved it from demolition. And today you can actually we'll see shows there, performances. You can also rent it out for weddings and things like that. Okay, we're standing on the corner of Jefferson and High Street, North Jefferson and High Street, and we find 4 historic homes here, or buildings. This one we're looking at is the Courthouse House, built in 1840. It was built by a prominent local leader who helped to found the Masonic Lodge in the mid-1830s. Okay, across the street is the Wirick-Simmons House. It's a classic revival built by James Scott and moved by Margaret Bailey Scott from Bailey's Mill area, which is in the Lloyd district, after her husband's death. Across the street here we have the Budd Pafford House, built in 1833. It's built by William Budd, an early Monticello resident. And then across the street from that is the Christ Episcopal Church, built in 1885. Geometric pattern of the classical revival with applied stick style, which departs from the Episcopal architecture during the period. It was designed by J.W. Ferguson. This is the Wirick-Simmons House, built in 1833. It's a Greek revival built by Adam Wirick, an early Methodist circuit rider. There is a phone number in the brochure if you'd like to call them and arrange a tour of unusual collection furniture and historical printing materials. We'll put that in the description below. This is the Budd Rainey House, built in 1858. the full-length porch of this classic revival-style home with simple rectangular capitals are classic elements that give impressions of symmetry, balance, and stability. This is the Monticello News Building, built in 1859. The weekly subscription to the newspaper was only $2 per year when it began in 1859. Its founder strongly defended Jefferson County and advocated railroad and other development issues. It is now the Cow House, a locally owned and operated cafe. Espresso and coffee. Okay, this is the Denham Lacey House, built in 1872. John Denham handled cotton, purchased supplies, and provided crop-style credit services for plantation families.